What is up, YouTube? Slicks here. I just decided I'd make a monk video for all you monks out there having trouble or thinking you need a little bit of help getting gear and finding a build that works for you. So I've been having a lot of luck recently with my physical build. I'll just really run through it super quick so I can get into the action here. Breath of Heavy and Blazing Wrath, Sweeping Wind Blade Storm, Dashing Strike, Way of the Falling Star, Epiphany Inner Fire, Way of 100 Fists, Hands of Lightning, Mantra of Conviction with Intimidation. So right now I'm playing on T3. And I'll give you a quick look at my Paragon stuff. Dexterity is at 180. Movement speed 8%. Offense is a balance between crit chance and crit damage. The reason for this is that they don't scale proportionate to each other. So if you increase this using all your points, it will not do more damage than increasing this. A combination of the two will produce a better result. So you kind of need to play around a little bit. And for the math gurus, I'm sure if you can do this in Excel, you'd be probably better than I am with it. So this is the best damage output I could do by combining the two together. Maybe you can find a better combination of the two, but it works for me. So next we'll go on to life. I got 14% here, 115 res all. And whatever you're stacking, I would push into that. If you're stacking armor, then go into that. But for a monk, res all is really the best, especially if you're stacking all res, and then your passives you're running one with everything, which makes your resistance stack on top of each other, which is always nice. So the next thing is the passives, one with everything, Beacon of Etar, Seize the Initiative, and this one is really up to you. I would say all three of these are mandatory. But this one is really up to you. If you feel like you're super tanky, then go for Fleet-Footed. If you like to dodge a lot, then go for Sixth Sense if your crit chance is good. Or Momentum if you like to sort of run around a lot. And if you're playing in groups, then of course Unity would be the best choice. So that one's kind of, you know, your choose your ending kind of passive. So next I'll look at the gear. So I'll just scroll over it. I mean, you can pause the video if you want to take a look. So those are the shoulders. Gloves, ring, Doombringer with physical damage, Kane's Travelers, Kane's Habit. I played this game since release for probably, I don't know, in the neighborhood of 80 hours. So I'd say that I'm still waiting for good set pieces. I haven't found anything that I like so far. Your luck may be different than mine, so your gear will obviously be very different. But the one thing that I'd suggest stacking is Way of 100 Fists, because that's the ability that we're using for this specific build. So, and these both are crafted, the belt and the pants. And in one craft, I got the top stats. The only thing that I re-rolled was the secondary lightning res on both of those. Excuse me, because that's the one that I'm stacking. The next I got gold skin. It took me, I think like 8 or 9 tries to roll 3 sockets on it. It was not fun. Same thing with the Mempo. It was very expensive re-rolling it, but I'm pretty happy with that for now. That's not BIS, but it's good until I find something that's better. And Ouroboros, that took a long time to roll 20% fizz on, but makes a huge difference. And it was really lucky it rolled max lightning res, so that's super sweet. Nemesis bracers, 20% fizz on them. And this is kind of a placeholder until I get an SOJ. I really want the Stone of Jordan for the extra elite damage. That'll be replaced as soon as I find one. And that thing, I think, can roll physical damage on it as well. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it can, so that would be another 20%. And then a Thunder Fury, and I was really lucky to get this. I picked this up on normal. I've had a couple people ask me where I got it, and it was on normal. It was in, I think I was doing a bounty on normal in Zone 1, so that's where I found that. So that's my gear, and I've showed you my build. So now I'm going to just very quickly run the first portion of Rumford at the Gate, just to show you what it's like in action. Hopefully we can find a good elite pack to fight. So the reason I chose these skills is because when you get into the higher torment levels, you really need a lot of utility. You need to be able to move around a lot and get out of, well, stupid spots, especially if you're running Rift, so you can have 3 or 4 elites just jump on you within a second and not see them coming, so it's always nice to be able to get out of that stuff. The reason I'm doing this quest is because last night I had a little bit of luck and I ran it, I don't know, 10 times and I got 7 legendaries. Please don't expect that number if you decide to run this route, because it was crazy lucky. Today I ran it another 10 times and I got nothing. So it really just depends on RNG, of course. So yeah, the reason again I do this route is because it's really quick. There are a lot of usually a lot of elites. I don't know. They're all hiding, I guess. But the Wretched Mothers in this quest have a guaranteed drop sometimes. I think it's like 70%. But I've had a lot of legendaries drop off Wretched Mothers before. So you see there that that item drop there. Now, people were doing this run when 2.0 hit, and they were getting really lucky. And after the nerf to named mobs, like the named bosses, not a lot of people have been doing this run, but I have to tell you, it's still really good because of the Wretched Mother drop, right? Like there are, I believe, 5 or 6 Wretched Mothers here that are all basically like killing little elites because they usually drop something, just like you saw there. Okay, so, oh, I didn't even notice that was an elite. So here we go. Let's not die. So you'd see, like, it's just absolutely incredible the amount of damage that it does. Even on T3, like, elites just melt like butter. If you can get that epiphany up. And if it's down, I honestly would just not try and waste your time. I'd just run away until it's up. Because some elites like to run away from you, and chasing them down can be a real pain if they wall or jail or something like that, you know. And when I'm completing this run, I just make sure that there's no extra Wretched Mothers before you kill the Queen. Because when you kill the Queen, all the other Wretched Mothers in the zone die. And they don't drop loot. So it's always a good idea to make sure you clear those out before taking her down. And we didn't get anything. You notice she only dropped 1 rare, and at 2.0 she was dropping 2 or 3. I had a friend the other day get 2 legendaries off her in one go before the patch hit, trying to get rid of Razor Claw and whatever the other thing people were farming was. Anyway, so that's basically it. There's a nice little run for you to do, and again, all this gear that I found was on normal, I think, except for the Ouroboros. So if you're stressing about doing higher tier difficulties, I honestly wouldn't bother with it until you've geared up substantially, because you're just going to frustrate yourself, and a challenge stops becoming a challenge when it's not fun and not rewarding. And honestly, like, T3 is not really that rewarding. Normal is rewarding. So just do normal until you've got gear like this, and then find a good group where you can do it comfortably and actually have some fun instead of just frustrating yourself. So that's my 2 cents. And that's my build. Again, I'll just run over the skills with you. And all the damage comes from Wave 100 Fists, and it has 88% increased damage that's not listed on my tooltip DPS. And that is all from stacking physical damage here, and 30% on my belt and pants to the overall damage of Wave 100 Fists. And those two do stack together. So yeah, I hope this helps with, you know, people who are looking to make a physical monk and don't really know where to start. I've done a lot of experimenting. You can sort of play around with Epiphany if you don't like the really long cooldown on Epiphany. What you can do, that I was doing for a while, is you can run Blinding Flash with Faith in Light. And that just gives you a couple seconds to wait for another charge of Dashing Strike if you're in trouble, and a big boost in damage for 3 seconds. So 3 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but you're attacking 2 times per second, dealing 30% extra. That's 6 attacks that get a 30% increase, so that's pretty sweet. Again, this is Slicksman, and if you guys want me to make more videos, I'd be happy to start. I've never made a video before, but I had a lot of friends that wanted me to sort of show people what I was up to and how it was working so well. So hope you enjoyed it, and talk to you guys soon.